Understanding history, understanding the past as it really happened is, I think, critically important for every citizen going forward. The essence of what it means to be an American is contained in the story of our nation. When we talk about becoming an American citizen, we don't send someone to look at a textbook about this is what it means to be an American. We give them a history book. We tell them, you want to know what it means to be an American? Here's a book, and this will tell you the story of our nation. I think of the Georgia Historical Society, we're playing a crucial role in transmitting that to this generation, to future generations, and I think the future of our democracy depends upon us understanding the past and institutions like the Georgia Historical Society who teach the history of this nation. The Georgia Historical Society is open to the public. Anyone can come into the building and do research. A lot of people do feel intimidated when they stand on the steps and look up and wonder who can come inside. Do I have to be a member? You do not have to be a member. It is open. It's here for all the people of Georgia, and we serve all the people of Georgia. People who use the Georgia Historical Society, a wide range of the public. People who are working on old homes, they want to find out something about their house. Then there are people who are journalists who come in, who are working on a story. Anybody who's trying to understand something about the past in some way. It doesn't just have to be professional historians or genealogists or even people who have a particular interest in history. It can be someone who says, I need to find out something about the past. I need to understand, I'm trying to understand the present. How did, whatever it is that I'm working on, how was that created? How did we get to this point? There's some other incredible pieces in here. There's letters written by Robert E. Lee, one of the largest collection of Lee papers in the country here at the Georgia Historical Society. He spent a lot of time in Savannah. The United States Constitution, the draft of which we have here, only one of 12 in existence. Another thing that's really one of my favorites, there's a letter in the collection that was written by an African-American woman to her husband who was a soldier during the Civil War. There's an annotation at the end of the letter that says it was found next to the body of a black soldier on the battlefield next to his knapsack. So we can only assume that that was the husband that was killed in battle. So that's also one of my very favorite documents. The best way to get started doing research at the Georgia Historical Society is to start in your home on our online catalog. Most people find what they're looking for right there in the comfort of their own homes. They download that or print it and bring it in, and then they hand that to one of the reference librarians at the desk and say, I'm here to see this, and then when we get them started doing the research from that. So it's pretty simple, and by having it online like that, you can cut down the time that you have to spend actually in the building. We love to have people here, but a lot of people come from out of town, and it allows them to be more economical with their time when they're here. Well, we are doing strategic planning right now, and there's a lot that's coming down the pike for the Georgia Historical Society. We are about to move within the next 6 months. We'll be moving into our new administration building, the Jepson House Education Center, which is located just across the street from Hodgson Hall. Another area as we're moving forward with our strategic planning is continuing to add to the collection. We're very strategically targeting certain Georgians who have made a major impact across the state and actually nationally and sometimes even internationally. Realizing that the history of Georgia in the 20th century, now into the 21st century, is largely one story of business. When you think about Coca-Cola and Home Depot and Chick-fil-A and Delta and all of the companies that are just sort of iconic Georgia companies, they really have had an international impact, and so we're beginning to collect in that area too. The Georgia History Festival culminates with the Georgia Trustees Gala. This is when we induct the Georgia Trustees. This is an honor that goes back to the beginning of Georgia, 1732. This year we are inducting Billy Payne, who was the man who brought the Olympics to Atlanta, now the chairman of Augusta National, and Arthur Blank, who is the co-founder of Home Depot, owner of the Falcons. The two of them have done so much to make the state of Georgia a better place, and they reflect in their lives the ideals of the original trustees. So that evening, Governor D will be here. This is something we do in conjunction with the governor's office. It's the highest honor the state can confer. This is an educational program. It's also our only fundraising event, the History Festival itself. We have raised almost $800,000 this year, which is a record amount for us. And all of that money, all the funds raised from this will go directly back into the educational and research mission of the Georgia Historical Society, to run the library and archives, to publish the quarterly, and of course to put on the Georgia History Festival itself. Be thinking about, what do you want people to know about you in the future? A lot of people don't think about what they have as being historical because they're alive now. They don't think that they are history, or what they have done is history, or they don't think that their family history rises to the level of importance. But I would encourage anyone who is watching this, if you have letters and documents from your family, to contact us. Nothing is unimportant, nothing's too small, because understanding the past helps us to understand the present and helps us then to create a better future.